In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 things that all starseeds must give up in 2019. These are things you may be doing and not even know it, but when you change this, everything changes. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now on this video, I'm going to be sharing with you those 3 things you must give up as a starseed in 2019. Know first off that if you're even watching this video, then you are a starseed, because you will only click on this video, you can only perceive that which you are the vibration of. So first off, know that you are a starseed. Now what does that mean? What does it even mean to be a starseed? Well, what it means is that in this life, what you have chosen to do is to bring with you the information and your connection to the stars, bring that into your life in an energetic way, whether that's consciously or unconsciously. Maybe you're just now watching this video and becoming more aware of how conscious this can be for you. But understand that we are all multidimensional beings, which means that we exist here right now, but we also exist at higher levels as well. And those higher levels, most of the time, are going to also include different places in the universe, different star systems. So you may feel like, maybe as I name off some of these names, maybe some of them resonate with you. If I were to say the Pleiades, Sirius, Arcturus, Andromeda being Andromedan, all these different, they're just different places with different beings, and many of us have connections to these different places, whether we are aware of it or not. Now, if you've ever read Dolores Cannon books, then you'll know there's 17 books, or there's books by Dolores Cannon. She was able to get people to one of the deepest levels of brainwave activity of hypnosis, and she has a technique called the QHHT technique. My mom actually just texted me this morning because she has been working with that, working with someone in QHHT and getting questions and going through that process, and it's very interesting, the information that comes through. Because what happens is the higher self can come through to answer questions. And what happened was Dolores Cannon did this through thousands and thousands and thousands of different people. Questions that she would ask would range from, why did this person incarnate at this time? What was this person's relationship with their dad, with their mom? What is their purpose in life? All of these different things, and information would come through. Well, there was very consistent information that would come through for a lot of these different things. And one of the consistent things is that they came here now to be a part of the awakening that's happening on the planet, to be a part of this great transition. They said there is more eyes here paying attention to what's happening on Earth right now than ever before in the history of our universe, which is a huge thing, because we think of this as like being, you know, the truth is that the universe is so mass that it's so huge that for the attention to be here, it's something very special that's happening. And what's happening is we're ascending to a higher vibration in form, in our body. We're carrying our bodies with us, going through this transformation, and we're doing it in mass. We're doing it with everyone here on the planet right now, which is an incredible thing. So part of that, though, has to do with starseed awakenings. And if you're going and you're watching this video, then you're going through a starseed awakening. You're realizing you do have a connection to the stars, that you carry with you the energy. As a soul, you bring through the energy of that star system. You know, when people in general, they'll bring through certain characteristics of what's called past lives or future lives. And they'll have certain characteristics. Like, for example, someone may be very inclined to want to learn to play the piano, when in a past life, maybe they played the piano, or they had more of that artistic part of themselves. Maybe someone's very good at managing people, because in a past life, they were also some form of manager. Sometimes it'll be just skills developed during that life as well, but these things are carried over. Now, another thing is that we carry through energy from the star system from which we are connected to. So you may notice that certain people that may consider themselves and feel like they have connections to the Pleiades, they may have a certain type of softer, more loving type of vibration, or different, maybe serious, and there's certain parts that are very more like very moving forward in a certain direction, very much goal-getters. There's a certain energy we bring through, because this is all connected right now. Now, here's the trap that a lot of people fall into when it comes to starseed awakenings or awakenings in general. I fell into this for a while, and it's I want to help you, because in 2019, it's time on the planet now of us all waking up. And in 2019, as starseeds, we must become aware of this. And that is this. There is this common thing that happens when you go through an awakening, where you realize that your home, or the place from which you have a connection to, many people and many starseeds will say that they want to go home. They want to go home. Maybe you felt like that before, feeling like Earth isn't necessarily your home. I know my mom's felt that same way. She's felt like she has a connection to the stars, and she wonders sometimes one of the reasons she thinks that she had such a difficult time on Earth is because she has so much of a connection up there that she misses it. She misses going home. And many kids, when they're young, will tell their parents too that they want to go home. They want to go home. And sometimes the parents will say, oh, they just want to go to the house. But when they're so young, they understand, they remember subconsciously and at different levels that that is home. Well, in 2019, the key is actually to understand that this life is about us going through the transformation with the planet. So we're meant to be here, because the thing is as a starseed in 2019, what you are meant to be doing is bringing through this information, bringing through this energy so that it can influence people. Because when one of us makes a change within ourselves, it also changes the collective as well. It also starts to build that energy momentum within the collective consciousness, and it's giving more and more permission to more and more people to wake up. So in the past, when I went through my awakening, I wanted to, in a way, ascend into a higher vibrational state to where I wasn't on Earth anymore. Back in 2011, 2012. And there were a lot of people that believed that that was a possibility. It's a possibility for us to ascend in our form and to raise our vibratory frequency to that state. But that's an escaping mentality. And we're trying to, we came here to be here to help change the planet, to help change ourselves and then to change the planet. So to say that we want to leave and go somewhere else is actually escaping and counterproductive. So in 2019, as a starseed, the key for you is to understand it's about being here. This can be an amazing experience. When you really surrender as well, you allow this higher vibration to come in. This can be a fun experience. It's meant to be a fun experience. It's meant to be a transformational experience. But you have to become okay with it. I know that when you first become aware as well of 3D reality, 4D reality, 5D reality, going from 3D to 5D, which means going from duality, control, being reactive to the environment, into 4 and 5D, which is where things become much more dreamlike. You realize that things become more magical. You realize you can start to exist in your heart. You manifest things easier because you raise your vibration. Well, sometimes what people do is they don't want to be in 3D so bad that they resist it and they fight it. And when you fight 3D, you stay in 3D. You must become okay and at peace with 3D to move up to 4 and 5D levels of consciousness. You must be okay with it. So the way you become okay with it is you observe your thoughts and you see it for what it is. 3D is serving its purpose. It's allowing people to play out certain roles, play out certain karma. But now in our lives right now, in 2019, as starseeds, it is time to enjoy this moment and to know it is about bringing through our light here now. It is not about escaping. We must give that up. We must give up trying to escape. We must give up trying to go somewhere else when it's about being here. It's about making the change from within. Because when we make the change from within, it affects everything else in our reality. Now, the second thing that we must give up, especially in 2019, is this thing that happens when you go through a spiritual awakening or even a starseed awakening. It happened to me as well. These are all 3 things I'm sharing from experience, by the way. This is something that I did. When you go through a spiritual awakening, you realize that you're not your ego. I used to think I had ADHD. I used to identify with all of this stuff. I realized, okay, I'm not my ego. Well, instead of me being my old ego, now I'm this spiritual being. I'm this starseed. I'm a starseed that comes from these higher dimensional realms here to help awaken people, just like you do. However, having that label, having that identity, then caused me to have what is called a spiritual ego. Could call it even a starseed ego. And it's like, this is who I am. I'm this great almighty starseed walking around and people don't get me because X, Y, Z. And all of these things, well, that ends up creating separation. You see, we're meant to have this experience with other people. Realize every single person on this planet is multidimensional, whether they're aware of it or not. Which means that at a certain level, they too are a starseed. However, what makes and what we can really see this as is if you're woken up right now and you know that you're a starseed and you're resonating with this, then you woke up first to help other people to wake up. but they're still connected to the stars because we're all multidimensional and we have existences at many different levels. We did not just incarnate all of our energy on Earth. We can't. We couldn't do it because our spiritual being is so much bigger than just one physical body. So knowing that, we could say, okay, we're all multidimensional, so we don't need to have this kind of separation of I'm a starseed, you're just a 3D person. You're a 3D person having a sleep in the matrix. You see what that does? It causes separation. There are some people that, yes, are still in the autopilot mind or still playing out certain roles, but have love for them. See them as a part of you. See them as connected to you. Because otherwise you'll see separation. You'll even feel like everyone doesn't get me. When I went through my spiritual awakening, maybe you felt this too. Normally what we did is we woke up in groups of friends and groups of families that didn't get it. That didn't wake up yet because we woke up first. So when they saw us, they're like, what the hell is he talking about, Aaron? What is he talking about, this meditation stuff and awakening? And family didn't necessarily understand. Some did, but a lot didn't understand. So it's about understanding that this is a process of letting go of the labels of that person's, yeah, well, they just don't get it because they're of a lower vibration. They're still stuck in 3D. In 2019 as a starseed, it is time that we realize that this is less about that and more about inclusion, more about integration. Allow them to be the way they are. Understand they're in their own process of awakening, but be at your core. Be at your core. Understand that by you also emitting your own light, that's going to influence other people, but let go of the label. Let go of being a starseed, of being an indigo, of being a crystal child, because even then you're more than that. You're more than all, as cool as you think all of those are, you're cooler. But the thing is, we got to let go of these labels. We got to let go of them and realize that we're all connected because we're all in this together. We're going through this collective shift in consciousness together. Now, the third thing all starseeds must give up in 2019 is something else that I'm learning from experience. And let me tell you, this is kind of how it's evolved to me even sharing this content on my channel. In the last 2 years, I've been sharing a lot of videos on YouTube. Obviously, I've been doing daily videos for almost 2 years now. Wow, it's been 2 years now. I just realized that. Because we're in, wow, 2 years of every single day having videos. Most of them have been in the past law of attraction videos. And videos on how we can, create our own reality. Something I love talking about. However, I knew even since the beginning that one day I was going to be talking about starseeds, ascension, interdimensional existence, all of these things, because I'm so passionate about it. It's so empowering. It changed my life so much. And I knew I wanted to talk about that, but at the time I was afraid to talk about it. So I was just talking about law of attraction stuff. However, I realized in the last 4 or 5 months, I felt like it's time. It's time to be sharing this kind of information because people are waking up so incredibly fast. However, parts of me were still afraid to share that because I was almost in that old identity. I was in that old way of thinking. But here's what I understood. I didn't come here to just reaffirm what is already comfortable. Everyone, there's a lot of information on the law of attraction. And I've already made hundreds and hundreds of videos. So do I need to keep talking about what's already known? Did I come here for that? I knew that as a starseed in 2019 especially, I came here to be bold. And that included having to be brave to put up this information because some people look at it and they're like, that's crazy. And it's not, they may think it's crazy now, but one day they will realize that it's actually something that resonates. It's just, is it time for these people or not? But if you're here right now, then this resonates with you. You wouldn't have watched this long into a video. However, I realized I came here to be bold. I came here to establish this new paradigm, this new light. As a starseed in 2019, you came to do the same thing. You came to establish your light. You came here to be bold. You did not come here to just reaffirm the old reality, to fit into the box that everyone puts you in. You came here to be bold. You came here to carry your light and to do it unapologetically. Doesn't mean you do it with resistance. You're like, this is who you are, and you're like shoving it down people's throats. It just means that you're aware that you came here for this purpose. You came here to share this kind of information. This is why you're here. So become more aware of that and understand that you are a multidimensional being. As a starseed in 2019, you came here to help awaken other people. You're waking up more and more to who you are right now. And as you do, it's going to influence people in a very powerful way. Let go of the belief or the labels of I'm a starseed, you're not, this is what you are, this. Yes, we can feel, we know we are special because we are bringing through this information, but we don't want to gain a spiritual ego because of it. Because then we feel separated from everyone else. Understand that we must become completely at peace with where we are and with the 3D before we move on into 4 or 5D. And we must become completely at peace with this whole process. We must let go of all of these things that are holding us back. We must let go of trying to escape reality. We must let go of these labels. We must let go of trying to hold our light in and being timid. It's a time of being bold. It's a time for us as Starseeds in 2019. I want you guys to all know I'm excited to be here. If you want a Starseed activation meditation that will help activate all this within you, listen to it for 21 days and watch what happens. This is something that will help activate these codes within you. And it will help you to understand more about how you can be bold, how you can let go of these labels, how you can really be here now and be the Starseed self you're meant to be. So that's in the top of the description box below. Listen to it for 21 days. I think it'll change your life. Other than that, I'll also be doing more live Q&As on Instagram. If you have questions about this, you'll see my Instagram right here. Other than that, as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little notification gear next to the subscribe button so you can see the daily vids that I do. And other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.